Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today? Terry Brock here, and wanted to welcome you to this live stream that we're doing. And you might be catching it recorded, so if you're getting it on a podcast or recording it something else, but we're doing this live. It is now a wonderful afternoon. We get some rainstorms here, some thunder here in Orlando. I thought, what better time to do a live stream than when we're getting some thunder? So it'll be fun. You might hear it in the background, but it's there. But I want to share with you something today, very, very important. It's going to help you as an entrepreneur, help you as a business leader, help you at really whatever you're doing to stop. By all means, stop listening to this thing I'm going to tell you about. And I know I've been guilty of doing it, but I want to share with you ways that can help you, that make sure that you avoid wasting your time. But first, I want to let you know we've got some opportunities here from our sponsor, Video Rockstars, which, by the way, is me and my partner, Gina Carr, putting that together. We have great events. We got a really teeming community there. People from around the world that get together and talk about not only video, but also a lot of entrepreneurial ideas, productivity, building your business, getting more bookings, getting more business sales, these kind of things. And you can go for free. Sign up. Just go to VRS event. There's a nice little thunder. I think that must be the heavens telling us, yes, they agree. VRSevent.com. And that's V as in video, R as in rock, and S as in stars. Event.com, and that event is singular. And you can sign up for that. We meet every Wednesday at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. So you'll see that. And if you sign up for that, then you'll get a chance to find out what's going on. We'll let you know about other events that we have to really help you build your business. That's what we're dedicated to. But I wanted to tell you about something that's really been on my mind. You might have heard me talk about this before. I've mentioned it, the importance of really guarding your most precious resource. You think about it. What is your most precious resource? Well, it's time. And what you want to do is when somebody will take that time from you, hey, that's not a good thing. What happens is you're going to see people that are going to come along and try to hurt you. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you avoid that. And here's a good way to avoid that. By the way, also, if you want to leave a comment, love to hear from you. Diane Bogino, yes. Yay, VRS. Diane is a member of our Video Rockstars program. And Diane, always, always good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well and wishing you a very happy weekend as we're recording this on the holiday weekend. So think about when you are doing some work and you got to get things done. I don't know about you, but I used to do this. I'd come in and I want to catch, like I'm going to make some breakfast here, working from home. And I make some breakfast or a luncheon or whatever. And I got some things I need to do. And I would kick on the news. Oh, what's going on in the news? And oh, it's the top of the hour. What's going on right now? I want to know right now what's going on in the news. Can you relate to that? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. It's like that. You're thinking, okay, what should I do? Well, I got to thinking about that. When you think about it, I don't know about you, where you are, but in Orlando, wonderful radio stations that we have, they really do a great job, professional, but their job is to get us to put our ears to the radio and listen to it so that we hear the commercials and then go out and buy and support their advertisers. I get it. Hey, I've done that. My undergrad was radio, TV, newspaper. I worked in radio right after undergrad school. I worked in radio before I went to undergrad school. And while I was working my way through school, doing it on radio up in Michigan, and then went to school undergrad down in Oklahoma. Worked for KOKL and KLLS in Okmulgee, Oklahoma. It's about an hour south of Tulsa. And I got a chance to learn a lot there. Wonderful, wonderful people. And so I understand why you want the radio, but think about it for a moment. For you, now I'm talking to you as an entrepreneur to entrepreneur, business person to business person who wants to be productive to someone of that same persuasion. And when you think about it, does that really constitute the best use of your time? Finding about the current news of what's happening. Now, I get it. There could be things going on. If you're, for instance, here in Florida, occasionally we get hurricanes. And we know about them. We know they're coming. Well, we want to know about that. And it's good to know currently what's going on. Okay, and that I could see. Maybe you're up north and there's a major snowstorm or a storm like this coming through. You know, it's okay. But there's ways we can find out about it without wasting our time. Because think about it for a moment. Suppose I could come to you and have a link. I've got a link here to the news, updated daily news from 2 years ago. And it's just a random date. Would that be worth money to you? Would that be worth like $50, $100? Probably not. I mean, even $10. Probably not, unless maybe it's a clip of something that was momentous at the time. Okay, that might be good, but we don't know how momentous, how important that is usually when we're doing that recording or when we're listening to it the first time. But think about it. You're spending your most precious resource, time, and you're listening to the news. And by the way, all those extra commercials, those that are valuable to you, that's good. But how many of them really are valid for you? I mean, they come on, for instance, they'll say, people advertise a car. Here in Orlando, they do that. Come on, we're going to make you a good deal, da, 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 and all that. Well, good. I'm not in the market for a car right now. And if I am, I'm probably not going to get it just because they're giving hot dogs and free rides for the kids and stuff over there. No, I'm going to do some study, probably like you. I'm going to look and find out, okay, what do I want? What's it being said about them on the net? What are the ratings on there and various services? In other words, we don't need that stuff. A better thing to do, far better, is to listen to some of the wonderful podcasts that are out there on the market today. And I love it today better than ever before in history. We've got all kinds of wonderful tools out there that you can use to find out what's going on to make your life better. For instance, are you better off now listening to, say, a 10-minute podcast on nutrition that is relevant to you, fitness that is relevant to you, or maybe something about history that you're very interested in, or something about building your business? Wouldn't that be a better use of your time than this breaking news just in? Bad thing just happened over on the west side of town and da 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 da. I don't know about you, but here in Orlando, that's what they do a lot. And they actually do it all over. There was a murder on the west side last night, and it was terrible tragedy. And yeah, we feel sorry for the people who were involved in that, and that is a bad thing. Can I do anything about that? No. Do I need to spend my time, my energy focused on that? Would I be better off learning something that's really good? Maybe listening to an interview that some really smart person had with another really smart person on an important topic. And then I apply that to my life. Let that be the way that you are spending your time rather than wasting it. And I'm saying on this more than just for when you're making breakfast or when you're doing things around the place. Think about what you're pouring into your mind. The time that you're taking to consume this content, that's important because that can shape and mold your lives. Wouldn't it be better for you as an entrepreneur to think about other things that you can do, how you can spend your life? Because the way you spend your life is most important. That's critical. Oh, I got a message here from my buddy Mark. Mark, hope you're doing well. Great point, Terry. HAV, I think you meant E there, have the tools, not as valuable as using the tools for a higher purpose. Absolutely. Mark, you are right on target with that one, my friend. And the idea, listen to that, those of you who are watching this and listening to it, listen to what Mark Angelos had to say there. Have the tools, not as valuable as using the tools for a higher purpose. And Mark, the echoes are coming there, the thunderstorm gods are telling you, yes, you're right. When they give a thunder clap like that, they do. But that's the key. I think what you want to do is you want to be able to use those for the higher purpose and make sure that you're looking at how you're using your time. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to think about that and how you can spend your time more effectively, how you can listen to really good ideas. One of the things I like listening to often is Spanish broadcasts. Now that's good because see, with the Spanish broadcast, it's helping me as I'm working on learning Spanish. Okay, that's good. You might find a language you're working on. That would be good. And the Facebook user that's saying, good reminder, thank you very much, Facebook user. We appreciate you and your comment. Yeah, these reminders, I think we all need from time to time to spend your time more productively in the best ways possible. And Mark, Agorapreneurs Unite. You bet. The Agorapreneurs, we know what that is. We call that here. It's a word I made up. And it's the idea of entrepreneurs. That's the preneurs part. And the Agora is living voluntarily. Living everything you do in your interactions voluntary, freely, peacefully. That's key. Peacefully. You never initiate force or coercion. Now, you defend yourself. Yeah, you don't sit there and get beat up. No, somebody attacking you or initiates force, you defend yourself. But we live peacefully and voluntarily. And so we're Agorapreneurs are united on that. Mark, thank you very much for your comment there. So I'm going to challenge those of you that are listening to this. You're listening to this right now. Think about the time you run in, and there's something in our system. Psychologists talk to us about this. People are way, way smarter than I am in psychology because I'm not a psychologist, but I've read a couple of books, and I read a little bit, and they said there's something about the dopamine that kicks in. And we go, oh, something bad just happened. Quick, come over here. And the music. Go to cable news, whatever channel you're listening to, and they have the news and this breaking news just in. And somehow when you hear that, think about it. This breaking news just in. What just happened? Even at a low level, you're going, oh, something bad. Well, we were wired that way for our safety. Our ancestors, eons ago in the Serengeti, they'd hear something, they go, is that a saber-toothed tiger over there? Because if they say it is, they might take steps to avoid that. But if they go, don't worry about that, it's probably just the wind, and it turns out to be a saber-toothed tiger, well, there's not many of their descendants left around today. And so we're wired that way. But you want to use your conscious, active mind to say, wait a minute, where can I invest my mind, my time, my money, my energy, so that I get the maximum return as an entrepreneur, as the business leader that you are, and think about that. So I'd say, let me look over here. I got my notes here, and I think that's some of the things we want to do. Podcasts, I think, are great, and you want to look into those. I love the podcast. And by the way, also YouTube channels. There's some that are really good that you can watch. I'd often do that in the kitchen. I'll watch on my iPad or on my Samsung Galaxy S22. I've got that. It's really, really nice, and I get a pretty good screen on there, so I can see some really good video and pick up the speed also. See, that's another advantage. Listening to podcasts or listening to good videos, you can pick up the speed, and you learn better that way. The psychologists, again, will tell us we learn better when we're listening to something, and we have to lean into it. We've got to pay attention to it. If something's faster, it makes us do that. Like, for instance, suppose I was going to deliver message to you right now for the next 3 hours talking like this. Well, obviously, that would be really boring. You'd be going, no, you'd fall asleep or say, you're out of here. You'd change quickly. But what if, on the other hand, I could deliver you a message where I'm talking like this. It's a little bit faster. You can still understand what I'm saying. We're not getting into Donald Duck land, but I'm giving you information, and you've got to listen extra carefully good to that to make sure you're hearing what I'm saying. So you can do that and pick up the speed. I love the way that we can do that on YouTube. We can do it on most podcasts, way that you can do it. Pick up that speed and listen just a little bit faster. Now, there are times I have to do it at regular speed. If I'm learning a language, like for instance, if I'm studying my Spanish and I'm hearing Spanish, I need it to be very slow. And sometimes I might take it down under 1.0, maybe 0.9, 0.8, 0.75 or something like that, just so that I can hear clearly the sounds that they're using when I'm trying to get that. I find I can also often listen faster when someone is American speaking English as a native American speaker speaking English. That's because, hey, that's what's familiar to me. But I find when I'm listening sometimes to people from England or Australia or someone that's got more than a different kind of accent, I need to slow it down. Need to hear a little bit more that way. That's just me. And I'd be interested in if that happens to you as well. But those kind of things really are important. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you listen and learn. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'd love to hear from you. You can leave a comment below if you're getting this afterwards, after we've recorded it. But I would love to hear from you and find out how we can help you out in some different ways and some specific ways that are going to help you to do more. Oh, and by the way, we're using Restream right now, which is a wonderful tool. If you as an entrepreneur are not using Restream, what are you thinking about? Shut the front door. Come on, get with the program here. And it gives you the ability to take your message and send it out to up to 30 destinations at the same time. Or as I like to say, not only at the same time, but also simultaneously. So you could, work with me on this, okay? But what you want to do is you want to be able to get that message out to a lot of people. You got the energy and you've got the ability to get a lot done. Like for instance, on this, I'm getting people from Facebook and LinkedIn at the same time being able to receive this particular broadcast that we're doing right now, this Restream Live. These live streams are really a great way for you to stay in touch with people. So I'll look forward to hearing from you, and I want to hear your comments and think about it. So in closing thoughts, think about how you can enhance what you're doing by listening to the right podcasts that are right for you. Of course, I would encourage you to listen to Agorapreneurs, because Agorapreneur is going to give you real world ideas on how to improve what you're doing in your business and really in your personal life as well. So thank you for listening to this. I'll look forward to hearing from you. I'm Terry Brock. Terry at terrybrock.com is the email address. And by the way, that's spelled, Terry is spelled T as in terrific, E-R-R-Y, and Brock is spelled the right way, B-R-O-C-K. So I will look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me, and join us again next time when we come to you here on Agorapreneurs.